Hey guys, so before we start this video, we're gonna go ahead and do the giveaway. And now luckily for those of you guys that participated, a lot of people didn't participate. So obviously I was gonna choose 4 winners. 3 of you guys entered, so automatically you each get the $10, and I'm gonna choose an extra person for the extra $10, and the person receiving the $20 off must spend a minimum of $60. So without further ado, let's get into this giveaway. Yay, so we have a winner. The winner is Ally Ascension, so you will have $20 off instead of $10 off. So once quarantine's over, I will be offering you your discount. Hey guys, welcome back to the Glitz Life, where I show you a bit of everything on my channel, whether it be food, nails, vlog, lifestyle, hair care, and much more. Today's video is highly requested. It's my famous salmon tartare. So today you have the famous salmon tartare. My recipe is not simple, it's very elaborate, but trust me, you will love this. This is full of flavors. Even my friends that do not eat tartare have eaten my tartare. And now, as soon as I post a picture about tartare, they're on the phone like, what time should I come? So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys try this recipe, don't forget to tag me on my Instagram. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So obviously the best tartare starts with sushi grade salmon. This one's from Poissonnerie Casablanca. You're going to be needing a baguette or crackers. You're going to be needing some bell peppers. Try to choose the sweet ones because this recipe is more on the savory side and we want to balance that out. Next, we're going to be needing capers. I absolutely love capers. Then we'll be needing some extra virgin olive oil with some white wine vinegar. And you'll be needing very little dry parsley because we're going to go with fresh parsley. Next, you're going to be needing Tabasco sauce, and I find this one is the best that works for this recipe. Next, you'll be needing an onion, either a regular onion or red onion, a little piece of ginger, obviously an avocado for that nice creaminess. We're going to be using the skin mostly of the cucumber. We're going to be needing fresh lime juice or lemon juice, a nice mango. Now, I chose one that wasn't too ripe because I don't like too much sweetness. You're also going to need some green onion and some fresh parsley leaf. The last thing you'll need is some whole grain mustard. Now, this is definitely essential in this recipe. If you're missing something, this isn't the item to be missing. I'm going to be mixing all this in a stainless steel bowl that I've already cleaned out with diluted water and bleach and a casserole to style. So let's get into the cutting. All right, so let's cut up our salmon. This salmon's already been skinned. Most of the time when you buy it, it's not skinned. They have better knives. Ask them to skin it because it just makes the process a whole lot easier. My friends like big chunks, so I'm going to cut these in big chunks. I do not. In this video, I'm going to be cutting up everything, so it's going to be appropriate speed for you guys to cut along and go along with me. So now I'm just finishing up the salmon. Next, we're going to go in and we're going to cut up the long green onions. We're going to chop, chop, chop. All right, so this is looking beautiful. Now we're going to get those bell pepper under control. All right, now we're going to go with our green mango, and wow, I totally feel like keeping the skin together. Next, we're going to just chop up these mangoes as small as possible. I like everything really small when I eat, and I love to see everything when I eat, so I don't put everything in the bowl right away. I have to see everything. Next, we're going to go in with our cucumber, and we're going to cut out the middle because you don't want this recipe getting too runny, and we just want to add crunch and texture more than anything else, so we do not need that middle piece. Next, we're going to go in and take out the center of our avocado. We're going to slice this. We're going to keep it in its shell because it's just cleaner and there's no need to really take it out. And we're going to cut up our parsley nice and fine. And don't forget the ginger, guys. The ginger really adds flavor. It might seem weird to add ginger, and I'm telling you that when I put ginger for the first time, my friends noticed right away. They were asking me, they were like, didn't you do something different? There's something different about it. And I was trying to convince them that there wasn't anything different. They liked it, but it definitely adds something. So now we're just going to cut up our jalapeno. And now with beautiful onions, chop, chop, chop. And then we're going to get a bowl of hot water and we're going to put the onions in there. Do not skip this step. It's very important. And last but not least, we're going to go in with our green capers. Now, I love this. And you could save a few on the sides for decor at the end. All right, so now we have everything prepped. We have our green onion, we have our salmon, we have our bell peppers, we have our avocado, we have our mango. Right here we have our ginger, we have our onion and some hot water, we have our capers, jalapenos, cucumbers, and parsley. Feel free to add or take from this recipe. Now we're gonna put everything together. But before we do that, we're gonna cut our bread. So I'm going to go in with my freshly baked baguette from my local supermarket. Now, if you are eating this late or you're on a low carb diet, you could go in with some crackers. It's actually still very good with crackers, but I haven't had bread in a long time, so I opted for a baguette. So I'm just going to cut these as thinly as possible. You can make these thin or as thick as you like. So I'm just going to prepare enough that covers up the whole entire pan. And I'm going to give you guys a little trick here. If you don't finish all this bread, but you'd want to have it the next day, the trick is to actually put butter on this. And even in my bruschetta recipe, I always put butter because the next morning I could come back, put it back in the oven, and the bread will still be as soft because there was butter. So I'm going to go in with no salt butter. And then next I'm going to go in with burger sauce. Spicy mayo is better, but I didn't have any. So when I don't have spicy mayo, I go in with burger sauce. So now that I have this all applied, I'm going to go ahead and put this in my oven for maybe about 6 minutes. Now we're going to put everything together. So let's get our salt and our pepper, and let's just get a fork. So now we're going to go ahead with our salmon first, putting that in our bowl. So now that all of our salmon's in our bowl, we're going to go in with the wet ingredients first. So we're going to go in with our extra virgin olive oil. Now, there's no specific measurements to this. You really add as much as you like, but for the olive oil, not too much because it has its own taste. Next, we're going to go in with the white wine vinegar. And you don't need a lot of these. I would say a teaspoon of each is sufficient. Next, we're going to go in with some dried parsley. Now, dried herbs are a lot stronger than fresh herbs. So not too much, but I mean, if you really like that strong herb taste, pour until your heart drops. So once those three things are in, I go in with the rest of the fresh ingredients. So I'm going to add everything else you see here in no specific order. I'm just going to throw everything in the bowl except the avocado. So now that everything's in the bowl, this is what it's looking like. We're going to take a fork and we're going to stir this. You don't want to squash this. You really want to stir this because there's nothing worse than eating pureed salmon. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this all up gently. And then next I'm going to add my lemon juice. And you want to add this gradually. If you like a lot, put a lot. But I'm going to go in slowly and keep adding as needed. And I love old-fashioned mustard, so I add at least a tablespoon of this. I think this really gives it a real good kick. Skip out on an ingredient. It's not this one. You definitely want this one in there. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this all up, and I'm going to give you guys a nice close-up of what this is looking like. This is looking so vibrant, so colorful. And I love my salmon tartare to have a lot of things in it because I want it to be filling. When I go to restaurants, I'm never full with their tartare, but when I eat mine, I am. So now I'm going to go in with a bit of salt, and you don't want to add too much salt just in case you might have a little bit left for the next morning because fish really absorbs salt. So you might want to just add some more before eating the next day. And let me just tell you guys that sushi grade salmon is only good 24 hours from the moment you start defrosting. So pay attention to what time you started defrosting it because you cannot preserve this more than 24 hours. So I'm just going to go in with some more lime juice because I tasted it and I thought I needed some more lime juice. So I'm just adding a bit more. And then I'm going to go in with some black pepper because there's no dish that's complete without black pepper, of course. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of black pepper, not too much. And now I'm going to add my Tabasco sauce, a few drops of this because you don't want it to be overpowered with Tabasco sauce. You just want to add flavor. Look at this. Taste the rainbow. It is absolutely beautiful, vibrant. Now we're not 100% done. Don't forget about those onion that we put in hot water. And the reason why I put these onion in hot water is to kind of pre-cook them, because you don't want that raw onion taste to be disturbing you. So now I'm going to go ahead and taste it to see if it's missing anything. And I was pretty happy with it. But if you want to adjust any of the flavors, go ahead. There's no specific measurement. It's really how you see fit. So now that I'm happy with this, I'm going to go ahead and put a saran wrap over this. So once it's sealed, I'm going to put it in the fridge to let it cool, because I do not like warm tartare. And now I'm going to take out my bread. They're nice and crunchy. So now we're going to take out our tartare out of the fridge. I usually pop it in the freezer because it cools a lot faster, but there was no space. So I put it in the fridge. So now we're going to go ahead and add the last ingredients. I hope you guys didn't forget about the avocado that I asked you guys to put aside. I don't put the avocado in right away because I don't want it to change color, one. And with all the stirring and the mixing, you don't want it to become squished. You really want those chunks of avocado. So that's the last thing that I add, is the avocado. Go ahead and give that a nice stir, not too much because we don't want to crush them up. That should be good. And now I'm going to show you guys how I plate this. So I'm going to take a white plate. I'm going to place my baguette, or if you're doing crackers, go ahead. So I'm going to place a few that has the mayo and a few that just has the butter. Next, I'm going to take that little white casserole that I showed you guys in the beginning. Because there's olive oil, we do not need to line this with oil. But if you're worried about it sticking, you could go ahead and spray some non-stick spray. So I'm just going to fill this to the rim, and then I'm going to compact this down as you see right here. And then I'm just in one motion going to flip it down on the plate, and it's ready to serve. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. And there you have it, my famous, delicious salmon tartare. If you guys try this recipe, don't forget to tag me. And if you try this recipe, make sure to share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like this recipe. And definitely don't forget to pair this with your favorite wine. That being said, stay blessed, beauties.